Let me put this damn iPad away so I'm not tempted to start typing.
Yeah.
We good.
We good. Sparring Minds pre-show. You know. Let me bend y'all. Let me bend y'all ear real quick, because something's tightening my jaws.
Uh-oh.
Like a Santa Claus coat.
This is I love red. You guys know me. I love red. So I guess there's a couple ways I should go. We got a lot of things I need to get into tonight, right? Before we dive into the meat of the show.
Things too.
Should we do the easy stuff early, Payne, or let's do the easy stuff when we start the top of the show. Let's do that. So we'll leave the braids, we'll leave the water. We'll leave that stuff to the top of the show. There's another issue here. I want to rant on something. Let's go quick. Let's go quick opinion. So, no, I'll do that for the top of the show too. Let's cook with the rant. So, let me start by saying this. I blame you two, really, first off, for this becoming a pandemic. Therapy is not a replacement for when punishment is due. Can you guys agree with me there so far?
I agree.
I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it for the Sparring Mind listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy is not a replacement when clearly punishment is due. Okay, you with me?
Expand on that.
Let's dive into 3 examples of where therapy should not be considered in lieu of punishment.
Okay.
Let's start with Shia LaBeouf, right? Or LaBeouf, or Shia, actor, or Transformers, whatever you want to call him. Shia.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. Whatever you want to call him. 2014.
Oh.
Public intoxication.
I know where he's going.
Rehab.
I know where he's going. Okay.
2017. Arrested. Public intoxication. Anger management. Okay.
Not rehab?
In conjunction with rehab. 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
2 accounts of battery.
Jesus.
Rehab again. Get the fuck out of here.
That last one, I think he got his punishment right away, though. He got his ass whooped.
Oh, did he?
Yo, someone folded him like a fucking pretzel in the street. Had his toes touching behind his head on the ground. Like, God damn.
Payne, the United States of America, for much as it's flawed, is built on a judicial system. And this judicial system continues to allow gateways of people to bypass when punishment is required. This is an example of this. This dude should have done a year in jail at least. When you start mentioning battery, come on, man.
And it's not your first time?
It's the 3rd offense that we know of?
Agreed.
Okay. You should have done something.
We're on the same page so far. Let's keep cooking. Second example. Now, I'm not looking for judicial justice. This business entity normally handles things like this under its personal conduct policy. Okay? Normally, 9 out of 10 times. If you hear about something that embarrasses the company, they move swiftly. Normally. Mike Vrabel is seeking counseling over completely innocent interaction with Diana Rossini. So, here's what normally happens in the NFL. They, out of any other major sport in the United States, they deal very quickly with things that could embarrass the league. We agree?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here we go with the Fred Astaire shit. Yes or no, Payne?
They pick and choose. If it's domestic violence, they definitely move quick.
Murder.
Also. Cheating scandals, they kind of...
No. Mm-mm. Especially in this case, when the owner already got into a situation where he went to a rub and tug and kind of like had a little too much fun. You know what I mean? So
and that was a thing for months, and they were talking about ways that the NFL could punish him, but they couldn't. There was a big thing about that.
Well, they did to a degree recently because he didn't get into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that no matter how big or small of a part that played, it played some part into it.
Mike Vrabel seeking counseling is not applicable here, right?
No,
that doesn't.
Counseling doesn't replace accountability.
Let's keep cooking, shall we?
Well, I think he was accountable.
Not,
Pardon me. You're absolutely right. Initially, he wasn't. It wasn't until the photo surfaced, and then when he had to jump in front of that bullet, then he did. But initially, he downplayed it. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, out of his mouth came the words, "It was a completely innocent interaction." Is what he said.
He said it was laughable. Someone laughing right now. It ain't him.
And now to avoid this, I'm gonna go to counseling. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
But let's keep cooking.
Shit, can't avoid this. This is gonna be on for. This is going on. This is gonna be a thing.
Well, and Felicia's right. The color of your skin matters, which enters subject number 3.
Definitely.
Look at that.
Hotlanta. Man by the name of James Pierce Jr. 3 felony charges. I'll read you the charges. Aggravated battery, felony stalking, fleeing, resisting, aggravated battery of an officer. The aggravated battery of the officer was later dropped. This is important. The state and the victim of said aggravated battery and stalking, superstar WNBA player Rickea Jackson, agreed with Pierce's lawyers on 6 months therapy. And at the completion of 6 months therapy, all charges would be dropped. Aggravated felony battery.
I'm not familiar with this situation though. Can you give me a little backstory?
This was absolutely a domestic violence situation. James Red was chasing, he was stalking her, and then chased her down with his Lamborghini. Hit the Lamborghini, the cops were there, he tried to escape, it turned into a bigger situation.
Wow.
That shouldn't even be on the table. 6
months therapy, all charges dropped.
Wow.
That shouldn't even be on the table from the lawyers. 2, it shouldn't be on the table from Rickea Jackson. Are you fucking kidding me? What's the next time is not going to end that way.
Right.
That therapy ain't going to do shit. Like he definitely needs some kind of punishment.
I'm an advocate. We're going close, Chef. We're going close to some sticky water. I'm going to try to stay away from it. Niggas who are involved with domestic situations are the worst niggas ever. I'll stand on that first off, right? You're the worst niggas ever.
Pedophiles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you're in the conversation for the worst niggas, right?
Pedophiles. Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is, it seems as though by her actions, Rickea is protecting him from his punishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know this nigga's a villain. You did? You know he's a villain. And you know this because she said in court documents, he will kill me. Hey man, I don't know what more you need.
Right.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. And Tanisha said it best. Lord, prevent. Next year, oh, ESPN breaking news is a tragedy. And we hear something has happened to Rakia, but at the hands of James Pierce. It's very rare in life these niggas change. We would agree? They just find different victims.
Yeah, that's what Sparks just said. A nigga that beat women always got a woman to beat, which is true.
That's insane.
So I never. This is where I was scared to go, Chef. I never want to put the onus on the woman. Never. But in this case, ma'am, finish the job. Like, okay, you were talking to the cops. Now make sure he's prosecuted correctly, so it doesn't happen to somebody else or you later in life.
Yeah.
The therapy,
you see what I'm saying?
The therapy shouldn't be an alternative. It should be in lieu of, like, all right, here's your punishment, and you have to do this with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not. He doesn't deserve to just have just therapy. That's crazy.
See this stuff like this, man, as just being a girl dad is just like super scary. You know what I mean? When you're raising young women in this world and society, and just, you know, just how some men can be, you know what I mean? Like it's super scary. Super scary. You know
here's the bigger fear. And this is why I've yelled at you guys for at least a season and a half, maybe 2 now, about, I see the long-term implications of what people are labeling therapy to be, right? And it's been happening for many, many moons now, where people are saying, oh boy, I need therapy to avoid having the spotlight put on their actions and having to pay repercussions for those actions. You see what I'm saying? They're using it, I just need therapy and I'll be better. No, you're fucked up. You do some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's become a thing to cover up. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, for some people who, for a few seasons, I've also been saying there are people that actually need it. I know we've been back and forth on that. You're not a fan of it. There are some people that actually can use therapy for what it's intended for, and then there are some people that are using it as something just to cover up for a bigger issue, or to say, "Oh, I need therapy," and I'm gonna be okay after that. So it's a difference in someone who really needs it versus someone who's just using it. You know what I mean? Because they know it's the thing now to use and say. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a difference in that regard.
Yeah. Payne, I have let's talk about an example of someone who needs therapy. You okay with that? We could dive a little bit deeper if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I'm with it.
So I saw a story recently, and I shared it with Payne. Payne, you can pull up our video footage of this. And let's go ahead and play the clip.
My baby sitting about this bitch crying.
I don't care. I told you, stop playing with
me. That motherfucker cut my baby hair out of here. Look at that
now
shit. That shit sad. Hurt
now
my baby feeling.
You
don't hurt his dad. You hurt her feelings. You hurt my baby feelings. My baby sat there for 2 hours. My baby sat there for 2 hours.
Therapy gonna fix that pain?
Hell no. Hell no. That is ridiculous. Like, and she cut it. She didn't even take her time and cut it. She could have cut some of that little girl's real hair out.
You have to be a different type of individual. Again, therapy. I'm prison. I'm just not sure what could.
Wait, Chef, you want her to go to prison?
I don't know, Dad, but I just said you have to be a different type of human being to cut. That baby couldn't have been no more than 4 years old, 4 or 5, maybe. Mm-hmm. The baby is crying, and you're cutting the baby's hair because the baby's hair got did by another person. You have to be a different kind of individual to do something like that. Hearing the baby crying and you're still doing it, arguing with the man, trying to justify what you're doing right now. That's a different level of that's different. different.
The only way it's acceptable is if the shit looks terrible, or like
cut it out. Not to cut it out.
If it's bad, if it's like sometimes people do it and it pulls their edges and makes bumps and stuff like that, which is not good for their scalp. I can see then, but like if that's not the case and the baby likes it, leave it. What harm is it doing?
Take it out.
It's giving you a break.
Jesus. Oh my God,
therapy doesn't fix things like that, right? But we do have another example, Payne, of maybe something therapy could fix. Let's see.
Oh shit!
You want to go to Peach's house, huh? You want to go to Peach's house? You want to go to Peach's house?
Yo, man. Did she say you want to go to Peach's house? Is that what she said?
She said Pinky, Peaches. Somebody would have peed to get up in some pee, but it's not worth being burned to a T. No way. No.
This, fellas, is called battery. This is assault.
Yo, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's not funny. Why am I laughing? I should not be laughing at that.
No, that's definitely assault.
Yo,
therapy doesn't fix this, right?
No,
there's a couple things I recognize here immediately that jump off the page. First, the water and the belt in tandem is outrageous. Pick one. Pick one choice of action. Right?
Well, I'll dive into that when you're done. But
pick one, right? Secondly, fellas, I always caution us. Know who you're dealing with, dog. Know who you're dealing with.
Huh?
You knew up front she was the type to do some Tyler Perry ass shit. Like you knew what type of chick you was dealing with.
Yo, dog.
And here's how I knew. I don't think you guys saw the details of the video. Luckily, your boy tunes in. Don't get focused on the belt. Don't get focused on the water. Don't get focused on my man in the 88 boxer draws. Don't get focused on any of that stuff, right? Look through the back window. That's what you gotta look at. I'm gonna put the video on our page. Look through the back window, through the curtains, through the sheer. And what you see back there is welcome to Roxbury. Now, when you see stuff like that, you know. You know that it's time for Sparring Minds.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
197 boys. We back up here.
Yo, just to piggyback on that whole, you said pick one thing, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I know plenty of people that said when they got in trouble, their parents used to make them take a bath, not dry off, and whoop them with a belt. She clearly went through that. But like she didn't need to boil the water to do that shit because that shit hurts enough by itself with the water and the belt, I would think.
That's top tier villainy. Like you belong in Arkham. Is how I feel.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
It's not as bad as Al Green's wife with the grits. That shit's stuck to her.
Because the grits stick to you, right? Like that's. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
I would never eat grits again after that too.
Hey yo, real quick, can I just give a quick shout out real quick before we start the show?
Of course.
So I want to give a shout out to the Modern Mentor program. It's a program that my daughter's a part of for young women. They had an amazing event last week. It was their 4th annual prom dress drive. This year they incorporated the young men, so young men were able to come register and get suits, ties, learn how to tie a tie, all that really dope stuff. And there was a lot of really good brothers from the community that was a part of it. I had the privilege of being a volunteer for that event, and it was really, really dope. And I hope it grows into a really big thing. So I just want to give a shout out to the Modern Mentor. We do a lot of big things when it comes to young women. So clearly something the young woman who was in that video could have used a mentor.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me dive into a quick story and then we'll get into the meat of the show, boys, if that's okay with y'all. Sparring Minds listeners, we appreciate y'all rocking out with us tonight. Salute to Hightower. He's on the road headed back east after some well-deserved family time. Salute to Little. He's on the grind trying to make those dollars make sense. So we salute to both of those guys. They'll be back with us here shortly. So we'll hold it down for them. Let me run a quick story by you guys. You know what we need to do, Payne? Remind me. We need a story time thing. Let's work with something. We'll get something built out. Okay. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion on an interesting story I came across. So there was this couple, Tasha and Jamal. You guys know my usage of Tasha and Jamal. That means names will remain anonymous to protect the innocent. Right? So Tasha and Jamal were married at 25 years old. They were young, they had a baby. They are now at 45 years old. Baby's grown, gone to college. So like celebrating 20 years of marriage. Dun, 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 dun. Tasha says at year 20, yo, we've kind of done our thing as parents, and it was dope, right? And I love you. But during this time, I never got the chance to be outside, right? I am now at 45, like in my peak physical, like she's looking good. She got money to be, she's feeling herself. She's enjoying the way she presents at 45. And wants to be outside. So she asks the husband, are you okay with a 5-year hiatus on our marriage? The husband agrees to the 5-year hiatus on the marriage and says that they will get back together at 50, and at that point they will begin their retirement travel journey in phase 2 of their marital relationship. Something you boys could consider?
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, that takes decision.
That shit ain't even an option. Like, honestly, because before I know the toxic feminists are coming because they're gonna say, well, he forced her to get married. No, they were both 25 and they decided to get married. Like, so he didn't force her to do anything. She didn't force him to do anything. If the man would have said it, they'd be all over. So this is bullshit, no matter which party it comes from. Nothing. That's crazy. You decided to get married. It's till death do us part. Now, if you want to part, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill you, but like we could sign them papers. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no.
Yeah, don't say it in a show we talked about James Pierce, Payne. Come on, man.
No, yeah, come on.
You gotta read the room, Payne.
Come on, man. What the fuck is going on, man?
But we could sign them papers. No questions asked. You want a 5-year break? Yeah, take 5 and then some.
You know what's happening, Chef?
Just want a whole phase like that.
But that's it, right? A lot of women nowadays, post 40, right, are looking at these YNs, and a lot of these young niggas got a lot of paper. They outside. They're making life look a certain way. They want to go to the bars and turn up. They want the candles and they want the champagne. They want this kind of thing, right? But most of those niggas that they married are 45, 50. They're in a different type of space where, guess what they're looking for? Peace, right? We home all of a sudden. We at the crib. We watching the game. We got a cigar in the back. We got a brisket on the grill. Right now, that's the type of thing we are now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have reached the stage where they're seeing these nieces and these 25-year-olds, and they're outside and they got these videos and making life look crazy, and they realized that's just passed you by, auntie. In this case, she had the balls to approach a discussion on this.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Danae, can you agree like that? Danae thinks different too. We got to be careful with her. I often think sometimes she was born in Roxbury too. I know she went to Dorchester with me, but I think sometimes she was on that Grove Hall line. Like,
Today's Dorchester, I believe. I want to say today's Dorchester.
Can you green light someone else doing this, Chef?
She was born.
Here we go.
Well, that answers that. I rest my case there on that. That makes I can spot them, B. I'm just telling you, I can spot them. They go Roxbury, they hit my spidey senses. It's crazy. Can you green light someone coming to you? You got a homeboy that come to you, Chef. Say, yo, this was presented to me. What I green lit it. What do you say on that?
Run, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to have the audacity to even come to you and say that means that's something that she's been pondering, thinking about. And let's just say you do say no, but that's in her mind of what she wants to do. She's going to find some way to do it. You know what I'm saying? She may find some way to start sneaking out, you know what I mean? And just wanting to go hang out and stuff. So yeah, that's nah, man. I mean, let her go. Let her go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know, you didn't have the kid, all that stuff. Everything is good. You know what I mean? You've dodged a bullet. But yeah, man, run. Because there's no, I'm not sure. Okay, if he says no, how do you come back from that? You know what I'm saying? What's the rebuttal to him saying no? Like, how are you going to respond if in your mind this is the way you're thinking? You know what I'm saying? Shit'll never be the same. You know what I mean? And stuff will just start to come at you. She'll be what's the word? She'll start being resentful. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll just cause a bigger thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, respectfully decline and say, yo, listen, maybe just go do your thing, but I'm just gonna be over here and you're gonna be over there, and that's what it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, if y'all been asked that before, like whether you're married or even when you're with someone like dating or whatever, and they asking for a break so they can, you know what I mean, and then pick back up, you may be entitled to compensation.
Yeah, like
no one needs to deal with no shit like that. Like, if they're asking for a break so they can go fuck with other people, then let them fuck with other people.
Yeah, I mean, well, let me ask you.
Let me go take a break while I let you know. I've always wanted 3 guys to run a train on me. So yeah. So after I do all that, then I'm coming back to you.
Well, let's come back a little bit. I see where you guys are going, and that's valid. I guess one of my thoughts is, as guys who have been in relationships before, are there parts of you as a man who has given up certain things because you are in a relationship? The answer is almost guaranteed to be yes, right? Mm-hmm. One personally would be strip clubs. I don't do strip clubs anymore. I think it's disrespectful to my girl, as an example, right? In this type of story.
Well, real quick, what if your lady wants to come to the strip clubs with you? Is it still off the table then, or is it no? It's not something you're doing.
Yeah, no. It's an individualized journey for me. You know what I mean? Gotcha. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't need my partner there for that. This is where I can kind of let my inhibitions go a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's just that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Okay. But in that space, this woman has had the power to say there are things like that. Maybe she wants to be out in the club till 4 a.m, right? As an example. Maybe she wants that life. But she knows as a married woman, she can't have that life. It's not even matter about the sexual aspect of it. There are just things in life that she wants to do, right? That she can't because she prioritizes her husband, right? And that might cause friction on a daily basis within a relationship. There might be some wiggle room, again, not in my world, but there might be some wiggle room when you understand the reasons why. True? Or you guys say, no, fuck it, absolutely. There's no discussion on it this week.
I mean,
because you have things that you either can't do, won't do, or shouldn't do as part of a relationship. It doesn't mean that you no longer like those things. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you're with this person, and out of respect for that, I'm not going to do it. We only get one life. I'm going to give up on the shit I like for the next 40 years of my life because my wife don't like it?
So,
new opportunities?
What new opportunities in the strip club? Just curious.
Experiences. Just the experience. I'm not telling you guys something you don't already know. The strip club, you often leave there, outside of the titties and ass, of course, you leave there with some stories. Yo, this nigga over here was doing the most. Let me tell you. We've all seen those stories.
I worked in one, so trust me.
It's more stories than titties and ass. You know, depending on what you're going in. You see what I'm saying? So those stories you miss. I guess I don't. I'm glad she brought it up. I'm glad she talked about it, as opposed to just going and she's out all the time all of a sudden. And I'm here like, yo, what the fuck going on? I'm glad she brought it up. Right? So you have to respect that part.
Yeah, it's a conversation definitely worth having.
So is that and watch what I do here? Is that a form of code switching? Let me go to the definition that came up when I looked it up. Right, code switching is the practice of alternating languages, dialects, behaviors, or appearances to fit into different social, cultural, or professional contexts.
Yeah, by definition, it is.
Yeah, by definition, absolutely.
By definition, it is because you are being something that's inauthentic to yourself, right? Yep. So in this example, you are a girl who authentically wants to be outside. Well, however you define outside, that's your authentic nature. But because you are in this specific environment, you have to change your authentic nature to be something that fits that environment. That's a true statement. Let me touch on Danae's question real quick before we actually dive into it. Can a wife go out sometimes late if she discussed it with her husband? Ask him because I'm not married. Where you guys going with that?
You're the married man on the panel, brother. I think that's the question for
you're the professional here.
The professional.
She discussed it with her husband. So I'm assuming this is a night out with the girls, is my assumption. I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate of go chill with the girls. I'm an advocate of that. I love that for her, right? Like there's only so much.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a funny nigga. I'm a cool ass nigga. I'm all of that. There's only so much joy that I can bring you. I think your girls can bring you another level of joy. I'm an advocate. Go kick it. I trust you enough. If you come back at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to assume that you was in the middle of an orgy 2 hours ago. That's not my assumption. So yeah, go out and have a good time. I'm an advocate of that. I don't have a problem with that.
But with no discussion, though?
Well, this says with discussion, right?
No,
yeah,
it
says with discussion.
She discusses it, yeah. With discussion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, almost anything is possible with discussion.
Yeah.
That means you feel enough to ask me about it. You see what I'm saying? And I value that as I respond. That's all. So yeah, I think that's with discussion. Now, without discussion, that just means your behaviors are changing. Your code switching a little. You know what I mean? There's some things going on here that are red flags that we need to discuss. That's all that means. So yeah, I brought that story. I thought it was interesting. And I think it's one of those things you hear and you're like, nah, immediately you're like, fuck out of here. But if you dive a little bit deeper and think about it some more, it's like, wait a minute. There's some things to uncover in that. Chef, where are we going for tonight?
Man, so speaking of code switching, switching things up topic wise, want to talk about how people will, when something happens or you're doing great, you're getting these applauses and all this type of stuff, and it's go hustle, hustle. You released the movie, you did this, that, you did it for the little people. Once you attain a certain status, the energy kind of switches a little bit. It's like, I'm tired of hustle. Hustle's doing a little bit too much. I don't really like hustle. Well, not hustle, but just the idea. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So my thing is, why do people switch up? They show you love, this, that, and the third. Then once you get to a certain status, heightened up, why does was once admiration, why does that change a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Why is that the old saying, they'll build you up just to tear you down. You know what I'm saying? We see that in all avenues of life, sports, everything across, you know what I mean? Like people act like they like a winner, but they really don't. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm tired of seeing that person. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a fatigue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So my question is why do people code switch up in terms of showing you love and admiration, and then switching it up and it becomes resentful and things of that nature? What is the reason for that?
Let me ask the question as we dive in. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Mrs. Williams.
Mrs. Williams, shout out to Polka and Dex. You dig? Word up.
Can I ask this thought of, hey, Tisha, now, yo, I got the Queens in the building. This is what's up, show.
Hey, what's going on?
I guess my thought is this. Can someone's success in these spaces put a highlight on your failures?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But for an insecure person, it will almost 9 times out of 10. Because
you know what the hood's made up of, Pain?
What's that?
Insecure people.
Not everyone.
The hood. It's a gigantic percentage of the hood.
No.
Who were brought up insecure in certain areas of our lives. This is so why we'll talk about. We're gonna do a show on this.
I don't know if I disagree with that, because again, we saw people. There were people that I admired in my hood growing up.
Mm-hmm.
They sold drugs, right? To some people, they would be bad people, but to me, I just admired. Like, yo, man, damn, he got the fresh car. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's fresh. I'm just saying though, how like you can I disagree with that thought.
You don't have any insecurities?
Do I? Not when it comes to success or seeing people successful. No. I'm inspired by that type of stuff.
Okay. We'll talk about this. We're gonna talk about it in a different show.
Okay.
Where were you guys going on the response on this? Because I'm curious.
I didn't hear your response on what I posed. Either one of you. I guess it just. You're saying the hood's full of insecure people, and that's kind of why that happens. And I just gave pushback on everybody in the hood isn't insecure. You know what I'm saying? And I just use an example of how you can see people as a sign of success, and you should be inspired by it versus being envious of it.
Payne brought in the word insecurity, which took me someplace else. My point was that I think success sometimes breeds envy, right? And it comes from a space of me and Payne start working out on the same day. We're in the same culture, we're in the same environment, we have the same conversations, we have the same dreams, the same goals. We're gonna work out, Payne. We're gonna do it together. And we start grinding together. You know what I see this a lot with? Boston rappers, by the way. We're gonna start the same journey. We're gonna do what we're gonna put on. Slowly, Payne's bench is getting crazier, and mine isn't. He might be putting in more work, and I'm not. Next year rolls around and Payne has a level of success. He's outside with his shirt off at raggedy ass Boston Beach or wherever you guys go. And me, I'm on the beach with a hoodie on because I didn't meet those goals, right? Do I feel a way about that? Probably. And that's the epidemic that you're talking about, right? Is that
At Payne or at yourself, though?
At myself. At
right,
myself.
right. Okay, at yourself.
Because I'm seeing him reach the shit that I want. And there's a portion of me. You're a liar if you say there's not. There's a portion of me that's like, yo, like, I feel some kind of way about that. Maybe it's not negative towards Payne, might be negative towards myself. And as I exude that, it comes out in a way that might be looked at as hatred.
See, but it shouldn't be negative towards yourself. It should be like, it should be all right, I gotta go harder. I gotta go more.
Together. Y'all gotta get my shit together. Y'all gotta stop.
That's a learned mindset. It would be dope, but that's a learned mindset. And this is where I was going back to insecurities in the hood. Most of us ain't brought up like that. Yeah.
Not even so much brought up, but some of us aren't built like that. Like there's certain like when I feel like I'm falling short.
Wait a minute, Payne. Hold the goddamn second. And you know something? Hold on. Spoil my listeners. We'll be right back. Take a break. Go get some water. Whatever y'all gotta do. We'll be right back. Hey man, this is getting beyond ridiculous now. And this shit happens in my own house too, where people hate to agree with me. Hey man, get the fuck out of here. Yo, I can be accurate, B. Like it don't gotta hurt your heart for Charles to be right. What's wrong with these motherfuckers? Maybe you're saying every Tuesday and Wednesday. I hate to agree with you, but hey man, get the fuck out of here. All right, come on, let's go back to the show, man. All right, spoilers, we're back. Thank you. We have to take a quick break. We're sorry about that.
It should absolutely be a personal challenge, like Spark said. Like if I feel like I'm lacking or if I'm falling short of where I want to be with something, it's like, all right, time to regroup and figure out what I need to do. Like for instance, when I bought my house, like I seen a lot of my friends were buying houses and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, I'm busting my ass up at work. I need to work hard. My thought was I need to work harder. I started working 3 damn jobs.
No, Payne. You're missing a lot of our community. So you know me, because I was telling you guys this. Yo, buying a house is so dope, so this, so that, right? And what was the feedback I was getting? Oh, well, I never want a house. I don't want the trouble. Don't you have a problem with this? Don't you have a problem with that? There's a mindset in that conversation.
Right.
Sure, some people could be like, yo, that's dope. But there are a lot of our community that's like, who's going to look at that as a negative. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not there yet.
Yep. I definitely 100% agree with you on that. There's definitely going to be people that look at it that way. Unfortunately, it's about like, yo, who were you raised by? Who were you around? And like, were you around people that motivated you or inspired you to want to do anything better? I'm just, you know what I mean?
And again, Chef, see, we're going to keep going back to the anchor, which is if y'all grew up in the hood like me, there's not a million people who are super overly supportive. There's not a million of that, right? It's a lot of the environment is built of people who are just trying to get by on a day-to-day basis. They don't got time to pour into you because they can't pour into themselves. That's really what the hood is. If you grew up in an environment that was different than that, I love that for you. You see what I'm saying? But the hood ain't made from that. Not normally.
Okay. All right. I mean, listen, I grew up in the hood just like you. You know what I mean? So I thank God for the people that I was raised around and that raised me. You know what I mean? Like, because I just was never built like that. You know what I'm saying? So look down on one. Again, hustle. You had your movie, right? I supported your movie when it was like I was making a movie. You know what I mean? Like that's just a different kind of mindset. I'm happy to see my people's success. You know what I mean? Like again, it's just each his own.
I mean, I love that. I'm just saying that's not a common denominator. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it should definitely be more common.
Yeah,
it should be. Yeah,
it's interesting. I'll tell a story that I didn't intend on telling anybody, but I'll tell a story. I spoke to, after the movie came out, I spoke to an aspiring filmmaker. And he was like, "Yo, I missed the red carpet." No, don't worry about it, bro. Like, just you hitting me in the inbox and just saying congrats was dope. You know what I'm saying? And he said something to the nature of, oh, something of the nature of, seeing you do it means that anybody can do it. Now, so I took a minute, right? I took a minute because that's it's a different kind of statement, and depending on my mindset, I kind of code switched in this conversation before I replied. I could have said, yes, I'm glad that I could be a motivating factor for you, right? Yes, if I could do it, anybody could do it. That's true. I'm just a regular nigga from Mattapan. And I found enough gumption and belief in what I wanted to do to go try it, right? Whether it had Idris in it or whether it had whatever I had $2 million budget or whatever I had, I found something I wanted to do and I did it. So that, yes, you could take that as a motivational piece. There's the other part of that, nigga, you got me fucked up. You see what I'm saying? It could have been a whole different thing. It could have been a hustle Chuck moment, leaving Charles Jones to the side, leaving all that PC answer shit to the side. It could have been, I think I know you fucking lying. The amount of money I invested to do this shit, the amount of hours I spent into this shit, I put the work in to do this shit. And you got me fucked up to talk to me like anybody can do this. If anybody can do this, you go do it. Man. I could have did that, right? So we're talking about code switching, and sometimes you got to tap dance the lines between being something but not being disrespected in the process. You see what I'm saying? When you're at work, you guys are at work, and you're talking to somebody at the job, it's a level of this never happens to me. I can't place the word. But there's a level of balance.
Yeah.
Between, hey, I'm Charles, good to meet you, versus me seeing a brother at a convention. What's good, bro? It's good to see you. Two different things.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's what we're talking about, this code switching and how you could deal with it from a different perspective versus what, and then how you handle that on the response.
But there's so many different forms though, of code switching, like that, like you said, and even like the incident with the lady and her husband, like we spoke of. You know what I mean? Like, and even, and I know May wants to get into the main one that we're going to talk about, but even with the streets, like, not to take it there, but like the G code has completely switched. Dudes are switching like crazy. Like it's going from what we knew as the G code to something totally different now.
Well, generations change though. Generations change, you know what I mean? Like different, and there's no more OGs to kind of be guiding people on that type of stuff. You know
right, but so I've seen some that come up with the G code we have, but because that's not what's cool now, they adapt to what's going on now. God,
yeah. Thought you was gonna hope for a second, like
yeah, like
what's
happening? So we talked about code switching before, right? In terms of, how much do you have to get outside of yourself to make others comfortable, right? That's kind of what we're talking about here. And I think Chef, I think you want to go into Mike a little bit on this, but when we're talking about just like our regular day-to-day life, is it acceptable that this world can't accept us just being our authentic self? Because that should be the conversation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Payne was just I think you or Payne was just alluding to, your job. Like, yeah, there's gonna be a way that you're gonna be at your job that you may not be as far as when it's just us off air talking. It's gonna be a different type of person, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that doesn't mean that you're not who you are at your core, but I think like anything, you're just adapting to your environment. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? No,
I seen a comedian matter of fact, it was Tony Baker and Kev on stage, and they pull people up on the show on the stage, and they asked them certain stuff. They asked one guy what he's tired of, and he said code switching. He wishes he could just talk like he talked to his boys and everything, like at work. I'm like, I do get tired of the code switching too, because I'm like, sometimes, like Chuck said, there's emails that come out and I read it, and my reaction is, oh, y'all got me fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't type that though.
Right.
I wish I could.
You know what it is with this code switching thing? And Danae, it's funny that she says that, right? Sometimes in our code switch, you got to think twice about your response, right?
Definitely.
And I think that here's why we highlight it in our community, because nobody else has to do that but us, right? Nobody else has to do that but us. Like if the people in the Wellesley did that, oh, that's just the way they communicate, right? It's accepted.
Yep.
But when we do it, oh, don't bring that shit in here. Don't start acting.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Our energy's looked at a little bit too boldly for certain communities.
I've gotten in trouble at work. Like I remember I got called into an office from a supervisor because she felt as though my voice level was raised a bit, and I talk loud. You know what I'm saying? Like it has nothing to do with me being disrespectful. There's no one that would ever confuse me at work for being a disrespectful person or coming off the people effed up or anything like that. But in that moment, I had to really sit back thinking, like, was I really being like that? And I'm like, nah, I really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what's funny about that shit?
Huh?
You go through a personal story, and I have one too, and I'd forgotten about it until this conversation. 100 years ago, right? I worked at Greyhound, the bus company, okay? And I was probably 21, 22-ish around there. Didn't understand the concept of code switching. Or I did and didn't realize it. Here's what happened. I had a white lady come to the line, and at Greyhound, you got a script of what you were supposed to read to sell your tickets, right? Hi, thank you for coming in. What can I do for you? Going one way around trip. Are you bringing any bags? That kind of thing, right? Gave the white lady the script to the letter. Thank you. You have an amazing day. Jamal's after her. Hey, what's good, bro? Where you going, New York? You coming home, of course, right? I know you're not bringing no bags with you, mind you. We having a different conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
White lady's still standing there. She's gathering her things. She looks over funny. I catch her looking over. I mean, me at 22, I'm a little bit fuck you-ish.
A lot-ish, probably.
Yeah. I looked at her and went right back to my conversation. Hey, man, hit me when you come back to. Let me know how the trip was. He got a totally different motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Did she feel a way about it? Probably, the way she looked at me. But here's the Charles part. Did Jamal feel a way about it? He did. And he appreciated it.
Right.
How many times have we talked about going into a space and looking for somebody who can make us feel welcome?
That's great. And see, that's
definitely
in society, it's not considered great customer service, but that's great customer service.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Knowing your customer.
100%.
Right?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, you knew him, but like,
no, I didn't know niggas from a hole in the wall.
Okay.
I call everybody Jamal when I talk about black people.
Oh, okay. I thought you actually meant Maul.
No.
So, but again, knowing your customer, you know what I mean? So like that's good customer service. Like I used to, when I worked in Citizens down Dudley, and we know what Dudley is.
Oh Christ!
Like when I first got there, I was by the book, by the letter. But after seeing someone every week, 2 times a week, or every first and third of the month, it goes from, "Hi, how are you? How can I help you today?" Like, "Hey, what's going on? How's the family? What's good?" Like, you know what I mean? So the code switches so that you don't have to code switch in some instances.
100%.
but when you're dealing with, T. Chanel says she had to do that all the time, so I can respect that. It's like when you're dealing with a community, because I was in Brigham Circle for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different community over there, right?
Yeah.
And so the frustration is always like, yo, I'm ready for this shit to be over with. Because I can't speak organically here. You see what I'm saying? And for me, you guys know, like, not being me is a thing. Like, I hate it. I hate having to play other roles. I just want to be fucking me. That's why I built my life the way I did. So I don't have to deal with that. You see what I'm saying?
Faye, my response to her was because she used to kind of talk to you like a certain kind of way, right? And there's a couple of times, you know, you let it slide, but then it's like, hold on. Like, you're not gonna keep talking to me like that. I don't care your position of who you are as a boss or anything. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of had to just let her know about herself. And it's been straight ever since then. I really don't have any issues with her, but I did have to let her know, like, yo, like, I'm an adult, like, you're an adult. I'm gonna respect you as my supervisor, everything like that. But this is gonna be a two-way street. It's gonna go both. It's not gonna be a one-sided conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be like that. And so it's been smooth ever since then. No problems. You know what I'm saying, at all. You know what I mean? So
did you have fear of losing your job in that moment?
No, I didn't. It wasn't even, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just about just a level of respect we're gonna have for one another as two adults. Your position's not gonna be a thing that's gonna have me like, wait a minute. It's okay for you to talk to me anyway, but when I'm getting loud or whatever, now I'm the angry black man and I'm being demonstrative and all that stuff. Like, nah, it was very subtle, like, in terms of how, you know, the conversation went. You know what I'm saying? So it was no issue for me.
I actually had a boss get mad at me because I didn't code switch out of fear. I said something jokingly that she overheard, so she called me to her office, and she was like, would you like for me to tell her manager, which was the general manager at the time, she was like, would you like for me to tell her that you're saying that? I was like, go ahead. And she got mad and wrote me up because I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to force me to code switch. Like, wait
a minute. What? Well, okay. Go back to what you said. I want to hear the example. Like, what was that?
My general manager had a meeting with all the managers of every branch in the community and told them that they need to push us to do certain things or get their own GD bank. Me being the clown I am, thought that shit was hilarious because GD bank sounds like TD bank. Mm-hmm. And one of my tellers was saying something to me, and I just thought the term GD bank was funny as hell. And I was like, listen, if you don't want to do it, get your own GD bank. And my boss was standing behind me, and I was mocking that, right? So she was like mad, called me in her office, said that. I was like, go ahead, call her, tell her. And I sat back in the chair while she called her.
Was a white lady your boss?
No, she was black.
Oh, really?
And I sat back, just like I'm sitting now. I was like, go ahead, call her. She called her. But the general manager was my manager before, and she knows I'm a wise ass. God rest her soul. Rest in peace, Winnie. But she knew I was a wise ass, and she started laughing. She was like, he's silly, and hung up.
And, oh, I know she was mad, your manager?
She was hot.
Yeah, I know she was tight.
Super.
Yeah, if I'm doing my job and if I'm not saying that to a customer, what can you do?
Yeah. And to be, my supervisor in this situation was black also. It was a black lady that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, that situation. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what
code switching. Code switching is just one of those things that it's inherent in our community. We got to do it. If we want to reach a certain level of professional esteem for our respective journeys in our careers, there's going to be some code switching along the way. Regardless of how unfair that may or may not be to
no, us. Absolutely.
197 in the books, guys. We're inching closer to 200 episodes, which is absolutely incredible. So you guys make sure stay around for that journey. Next week we get Hightower back. Hopefully we get Little back. We'll hopefully have a full house. We'll dive into more banter, more stories, more things, more sparring minds. So until then,
hey, real quick. we get out here. Don't forget Sunday Grove Hall podcast 6:50. Layup line 7:00. Showtime. Gang should all be there. Little, Kia, Reem. You know what it is. Grove Hall podcast every Sunday night. There you go, Paint.
And once again, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Williams on the nuptials. They got married.
Hey,
and I
big
was out.
round of applause for that.
So yeah, for
Big
sure.
round of applause for
Absolutely.
that. Yes.
97 in the books, fellas.
Wahala.
Tree.